Today's show is brought to you by Gamefly.com. Sign up for a premium free 30-day trial. That means one game out specifically for you, the awesome Nerd Cave viewers. You can go over to GameflyOffer.com/NerdCave. And you get over 8,000 titles.
And what's great about this is you have like so many games that you're like, well, I like this. Is this game for me? This is where you can figure it out.
Yeah, like I've saved so much money over the years of saying, I don't know if I trust this game. Let me Gamefly.
Yeah.
Or I've already bought 3 games this month. I need to save some money. Let me Gamefly this. So that is the way you do it, guys. You get it in the mail. Once you're done with it, you shove it back in the envelope and you send it off and you can get another one. Mm-hmm. So, and you don't have to keep your Gamefly account after the 30-day free trial. You can just cancel it. And if you want to keep doing it, hey, awesome. Bully for you.
Bully
for you. That's a Ron Swanson quote right there. So, Robbie, this is the Nerd Cave Podcast.
This is. Brought to you by the Nerd Cave.
Yeah. You're Robbie Ross.
I am Robbie Ross. And you're Zach Dykes?
Yes, I am.
Sweet.
How's it been going, man?
Been going good. Getting deeper into my job.
Mm-hmm.
Doing some
over
loans.
at Gamefly. I'm just kidding.
Over at the bank. What's funny is I went to eat yesterday, and this person walked in, and they were sitting beside us. They were like, "Do you work at Pen Air?" I'm like, "Yeah, I work at Pen Air." They're like, "Okay, I thought that's where I recognized you," and it's always inevitable. Like she's like, "Oh, don't worry, it's on his bill. He works at the bank. He's got money." Like, just because I deal with money doesn't mean I have money. I promise you.
Oh yeah, it does, man.
I know.
From now on, it's all on your bill. You can put it on Pen Air's bill if you want.
I don't have their credit card just
Or
yet.
you could be like that guy that put that ton of money in his account accidentally.
Oh, God.
With the...
Lord help him. The training.
Yeah, the Savitar or whatever it is.
Savitar.
Oh, yeah. So
That's been a pretty good week.
Good.
How's yours been?
It's been interesting. Last time we had an episode, you, Derek, took the helm, drove it home. I was in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Been in Vancouver for a whole week. I don't like Florida anymore. Like, Vancouver was absolutely amazing. It was, you know, when you go into a house and it's got, like, air conditioning and all of that.
That's how it feels everywhere.
That's how it felt up there. Like, it was 70 degrees the whole time, 50% humidity at most, and the breeze was blowing the whole time. Like, I sweated a little. But it's not like here where you feel like you're just getting like acid thrown on you the whole time.
Yep, it's Florida humidity.
So I really enjoyed it up there, and it was just nice to get away for a whole week. And the city is beautiful. The people are nice up there, and it was just really fun. They are really accepting of like dietary needs and everything, which was really cool because, you know, my stomach, as crazy it is, like they had vegan ice cream. Like I actually got to eat ice cream for the first time in a very long time. And what was cool, it was like nitroglycerin was like, they used that on the ice cream. Like they had it like in these big KitchenAid mixers. There we go. And they would pour nitroglycerin in it, and it would like solidify it, and then they put it in. They don't use cones because the cones won't hold up to the nitroglycerin, but they put it in little cups. It was delicious. Okay. It was absolutely delicious. But went to a couple comic book stores up there. Went to Golden Age Comics in Vancouver. Shout out to them. We got a lot of good comics there. Really nice guys. And I went to 8th Dimension Comics as well. Got a few comics there. So if y'all are in Vancouver, hello. Thank you for having an awesome city. And go check out those comic book stores.
Rumor is they say A after everything.
No, they don't.
So it's not true.
It's like younger people are actually trying to phase out the A, which is sad. Which is very sad.
I respect the A.
Now, I did meet this man. This man made me so happy. We were going to Dude Chilling Park. That is literally the name of the park. Okay. Is Dude Chilling Park. We were going, and this guy was sitting on a bench talking to another gentleman. And it was the thickest Canadian accent that I've heard in the wild. and it made me so happy. Like, I was so unbelievably happy hearing this guy talk.
Was there A's in that?
There were some A's, but it was just really thick. And
like Nick.
No, it was thicker than Nick's accent. Like, it was wonderful. It was delightful. It made me happy. Every time I would hear a Canadian accent, or when they'd say sorry, like, that made me happy inside. It made me very happy inside. And so we eat a donut. We ate, there was a donut shop close to us. I don't like their donuts. It's better than Dunkin' Donuts, but it's not amazing. Like, it's a cross between Krispy Kreme, which has, that texture to it, and then the cakey donuts. So you have the yeasty donuts and you have the cakey donuts. It's kind of that in between right there, and they're pretty good, but they're not great. I'm Krispy Kreme all the way for me. You know what I mean? So we're sitting there, we finished that, and we're walking back to the hotel. This Canadian guy, the guy that makes me happy, he's walking there as well. So I concoct a story. His name is Maurice.
Oh.
The most Canadian man ever. He has maple syrup for blood, and he poops poutine. There's Maurice. And
Maurice in a nutshell.
In a nutshell. Like, he is my hero. He is the hero of Canada. Like,
Canada.
Yeah, he is the hero up there. Like, he brought in the maple syrup. Like, he made maple syrup. Like, he opens up his veins and lets maple syrup out into the world. That is Maurice, the most Canadian man
You
ever.
heard it here first, guys. Maurice.
Like, it's been a running joke for me, of course. You know how I am with jokes.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I was just fascinated by it. Like, and what was funny is, like, people don't jaywalk up there. Like, that was the crazy thing. People do not jaywalk.
They're law-abiding citizens there.
They are. Plus, you will get ran over. But they don't jaywalk. But Maurice, the thing about Maurice jaywalks. Like, he was getting on the corner of a street, and, like, he saw nothing coming, and he starts going, and he goes into a parking lot, and a van almost hits him, and he just looks at the van and just, like, stares him down. I'm like, that is the Canadian way. No sorries, none of that crap. Maurice, the most Canadian man ever. So, yeah.
Interesting.
That was my epitome of my trip. Not really. Getting to spend a lot of time with my beautiful wife. That's still strange to say.
Oh, I bet it is.
It's getting...
You're getting used to it.
It's getting a little bit more normal, but yeah. So it was beautiful up there. Like, if you ever have the chance, go visit Vancouver. Like, it is wonderful. I can't wait to go back. I wish I was there now. So, where you can get this thing early?
Patreon.
Patreon.com/nerdcave, guys. You can go over there, support us, throw a few dollars, get this episode and all the other episodes early of the Nerd Cave podcast each and every week. You'll be awesome. You'll be one of the cool kids. You're just sitting there and be like, hey, guess what? I heard this thing 4 days before you ever did. You know who else does that? Maurice supports us on Patreon. And you can be just like Maurice and be awesome and get it there.
Very well.
Just a few dollars. Toss them our way. That's patreon.com/nerdcave. Now, if you don't have the money to toss, that's okay too. I understand that. You can go over to youtube.com/nerdcave network. Get the podcast day by day, broken up section by section, until Friday, where we put the whole thing up there for your viewing pleasure. Now,
sad news. Are we getting into the news?
We're fixing to get in the news. Got some housekeeping. Housekeeping real quick. Community Playdate. We're going to have a community Playdate. I've been saying this for a while. I've been like, yeah, guys, we're going to have a community Playdate. Every time I stream, I got Gary over here be like, hey, when is another community Playdate? I'm like, yeah, I'm working on that, man. That's okay, Gary. I got Jacob. Hey, when's another community Playdate? I'm like, hey, man, we're going to have one soon. That's been going on for months. It stops here. The buck stops here. The maple leaf stops here, Robbie.
We have a date.
We have a date. We have
And
a
a
game.
time.
And a time. And a game. This Wednesday, July. July the 12th. July the 12th at 7. What is it? 7:30. 7:30. She's asleep.
Nap time.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. July 7:30. You put up the little graphic for us. Put a little. Move to that one. We'll show the story up there. July the 12th at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Don't get that confused. Central Time. That's the time zone we're in. We're gonna be doing Jackbox Party Pack 3 here on the Nerd Cave. So we'll be live streaming it. You can jump in, play all the games with us. If the party fills up, you'll be in the audience. You'll have a chance to jump into the next game and everything. It's going to be a fun time. Jackpox Barty Pack 3 is really fun. We played it at my bachelor party.
Yeah, it's super fun. All the games, all the games are super fun. I love the trivia one. I'm a trivia person. I love it. Everything in there is gold. We were laughing the entire day, from the Jesus Wept water park to Water to Wine water park. You have fun with this.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and we'll be doing that with you. Also, make plans for this coming up Wednesday for the community play date, community night, community game night, whatever I just called it.
Whatever.
It's community game night. We're not doing play dates because that sounds like we're little kids.
Yeah.
Community game night this Wednesday, July the 12th. It's 12th. 12th at 7:30 p.m. Now, on to some sad news. Our first story, Joan Lee passes away. Marvel shares Joan Lee tribute video remembering Stan Lee's wife. Joan Lee, the wife of comic book legend Stan Lee, passed away this past week after suffering from a stroke earlier this week. And today, Marvel Entertainment has shared a video remembering the late actress. Joan had immigrated to the United States following the end of the World War II in the mid-40s, when she eventually met and married Stan Lee, who had recently returned from his stint in the U.S. Army. After news of her passing spread, people from throughout the entertainment industry expressed their condolences to Stan and his family. Marvel issued an official statement regarding Joan's death, and so did the comics publisher's rival DC Comics. The fact is, many people in the comic book industry have worked for several different publishers, including Marvel and DC, and everyone knew the story of how Stan and Joan met. It's something that Stan has talked about many times. And the interesting thing that comes from this article, and also the video of him talking about it, Stan actually wanted to quit comics back in the 60s, and without Joan being there with him, without Joan supporting him and Joan, just being by his side, he would have quit comics.
Because it was her that pushed him to do it.
Yeah.
I want to say it was Netflix that had his documentary, and he talked about it and everything like that. And without her, we would not be where we are in the comic book world.
Because she said, stick with it, and a few months later, Stan Lee made the answer to the Justice League of America, which was the Fantastic Four. And that started everything. You had Fantastic Four, you've had the Hulk, you've had Spider-Man, you've had all of these amazing things, and it's because that man's wife, Joan, stuck beside him, supported him, and made the decision to support the love of her life. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the Lee family. It's very hard losing a loved one, and not only losing a loved one, but someone that you've spent that much time with, because they were almost at 70 years of marriage. And that is so crazy to think about.
I thought it was really classy of DC, because I think it's the fans that make it such a toxic feud between DC and Marvel, but as an industry, they get along very well. They're super respectful of each other. If something happens to DC, Marvel's usually there, and vice versa. And DC had a very heartwarming, shout out to Stan and the Lee family, and I like seeing that kind of camaraderie in that industry.
Oh, I do too, and it's just nice to see that we can all be human, and support each other. So our thoughts and prayers go out to them. If you enjoyed that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you want gaming content, you can go over to Nerd Cave Gaming right there. If you want to support us, you can check out Patreon right there. If you want more videos, check them out right here. Go ahead, pick one of them. I wonder which one you're going to do. If you're going to be cool, you'd pick any of them. All 4 of them.